Hey everybody, it's LavenderTowne. Happy Year of the Rat! Today I'm going to be continuing my series where I turn random stuff into cute character designs, and to celebrate Year of the Rat, I wanted to do the Chinese Zodiac. So, as probably anyone could guess, I wanted to start with the rat. And I'm going to try to go relatively deep into the expectations of each sign, so it's not literally just turning animals into human characters. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't think it'd be as satisfying. So I wanted to do some research as well as try to get the silhouette of an actual rat. So I wanted her to be really tiny. I knew the buns were going to be absolutely mandatory. While it's a little cliche, I definitely wanted her to have those like cute sort of mouse rat ears. And a lot was said in the Zodiac information about Year of the Rat people, that they're hoarders, they really like to collect things. So I wanted to make sure that it looked like she had lots of stuff. I also just put tons and tons of clothes on top of her because I felt like that would also carry into that sort of idea. So I gave her like a hoodie with a shirt underneath and then a big jacket on top of that. I also thought it would make more of a rat-like silhouette where there was more like bulk at the top of her body, and then she was like more spindly in her legs. And of course I had to give her a slice of pizza because of the iconic pizza rat. I gave her some sort of like cute buck teeth, essentially, kind of like how actual rodents have. And generally I just wanted her to look really small and adorable. I also put the character for rat in one of her eyes because I thought that would look really, really neat. And for my Western Zodiac videos, I did a similar thing where I put the symbol of the Zodiac in their eye, so I thought this would be a good sort of version of that. I also put the character on her shoes as well, and I tried to make them look sort of like designery, kind of like these like fancy athletic shoes that people are getting, Nikes and whatnot. And then I struggled with her tail a little bit. I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. I ended up having her have like a little charging bank in her pocket, and then the USB connected to it is like hanging out. I just thought that was kind of cute and it would work well without literally giving her a tail. Here's where I kind of got carried away and almost started messing up the whole idea for this video. I really wanted her to have lots of warm, neutral brown colors, and then I realized that brown is actually supposed to be an unlucky color for Year of the Rat people, so I had to pull back dramatically and start using the rat's lucky colors instead. So lucky colors for Year of the Rat are green, blue, and gold, which are a very nice color palette, but not at all what I had in mind, so it was kind of challenging. I also used a little bit of pink and red. Pink for the rat tail, and red because that's a lucky color in China, and I thought it'd be nice if all of them had little pops of red here and there, even if it's not necessarily a lucky color. Then with her color palette fixed and plenty of stuff sticking out of her pockets, I knew that she was done. Oh, and if you can think of a name for her, please let me know and I'll pick my favorite in the next video. Next up is Year of the Pig, or Year of the Boar, depending on which source you look at. And one of the first things that jumped out at me when I was looking at the description is that in the traditional story of the Zodiac animals, the pig is the last because the pig slept in and was last to the banquet. So with that in mind, I wanted the Year of the Pig character to look a little sleepy, like she just woke up from a nap. It also said that boars or pigs have really like strong, healthy bodies, so I wanted her to look relatively like sturdy, I guess. I also thought that worked well with the actual animal of a pig. They're pretty, I mean, they're basically all muscle and chub, so I wanted her to look a little on the thicker side, and I ended up actually doing this in like a different aspect ratio because I thought it made more sense for a standing character. I struggled a lot with figuring out exactly how far I was going to go trying to make her look like a pig. I really liked leaning into the sort of wild boar thing, so I ended up giving her bottom teeth sort of like a little bit of a pronounced nature, because it reminded me of how boars have like tusks sticking upward in their mouths, and I thought that would be a nice sort of nod to the original animal, especially because boars and pigs don't really have a ton of like super noticeable silhouette features. Their ears are quite small, their tails are pretty like close to the body, so I was struggling to find a way to make that silhouette more interesting. I honestly think this is one of the cutest ones of the video, though, to be honest, partially just because she's so sleepy looking. I think it just looks kind of adorable. I honestly struggled a bit with which direction to go for the outfit because there were two lines in the personality and characteristics section of the pig that had me really confused. So at first it said that pigs might not stand out in a crowd, which made me think, let's go simple with the outfit. But then right below it, it also showed that pigs are kind of materialistic, which would make me think, well, maybe they'd have more decorations, more elaborate outfits. I ended up going more with the former just because it seems to match with the sort of image I have of pigs. They don't seem that interested in self-decoration or anything like that, unlike other animals like birds, and there are actually animals who seem to care about decorating themselves, and pigs and boars just don't seem that into it. So I did decide to go with a simpler outfit for her, also because it suggested that pigs are more likely to become like parents and are really good with kids, so I thought a practical outfit might make more sense, just because it's more utilitarian. It makes more sense for that type of character. And I stuck with a super simple color palette. I gave her gray hair and sort of like a darker skin tone, as well as these like nice pops of golden color to brighten up the gray neutral sort of colors. I think she looks really cute, actually. Next up is Year of the Dog. Now, dogs are it was sort of a surprise when I looked at the personality in the research that I was doing. I kind of expected them to be super gregarious and outgoing, but it actually said that in particular, female Year of the Dog people are more likely to be cautious and distrusting at first, and then become fiercely loyal and open up after some time, which I feel like in the West we associate more with cats, but it started to sort of make sense to me the more I thought about it. It also said that dogs were more likely to be really good rule followers, super hardworking, very diligent, which does seem to line up with how we see dogs. And I thought that at first I wasn't really sure what direction to go. I was going to give her like these overalls, but it didn't end up looking like she was a worker, but more like just a fashionista, which wasn't really the vibe I was going for. So I ended up trying to pick something that was a bit more uniform-like, because they were definitely sort of saying that like dogs would do best in careers that are sort of like very formal or serious, like a police officer or an office worker or something like that. So I tried to do sort of a cutesy version of that. I also tried to make sort of a cute silhouette out of her hair, sort of inspired by like an Isabel style, like fluffy ears, sort of Cocker Spaniel-y. And I tried to make her look cute but a little bit distrusting, because that was something that kept popping back up and seemed to be pretty relevant throughout. Dog's lucky colors are red and purple and green, which is some of the most clashing like color palette that I've ever been challenged to use. I really didn't want to make her look like a Christmas tree, and I was very concerned about that purple clashing with the red. Purple and red are very difficult to deal with, so I decided to go quite dark with the purple just so that it wouldn't be too aggressive alongside that red. I sort of tried to allude to a tail with the like little strap of potentially a bow behind her. I don't know how much it worked in this particular case. And I also wanted her skin to be very pale, so I could do like a very pretty sort of like rosy blush on her, but then I wasn't sure about that either. I wanted to try giving her some birthmarks to try to sort of give the impression of like a splotched dog, and I did end up sticking with that, but I don't know how successful it was. Honestly, I really wasn't that confident about this last one. There's just something not very dog-like about her. I think it's due to, in part, her like very cautious pose and sort of attitude, and as well as her color palette. I just don't associate with a dog at all, so it was a really interesting challenge. It definitely was more than just turning animals into human characters, because there were so many different constraints I had to follow. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make these characters. Please let me know if you'd like me to do the rest of the different zodiac signs from the Chinese zodiac, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Special thanks to my patrons including Bella Story, Braggy, Calpon Punch, Lion, Clockwork Construct, Dr. Casket, Ilaria Louie, Elizabeth Alvin, Gray the Animator, Yara Formoso, Ivan Rodriguez, JJJ, Joseph Copel, Blah Micah Dactyl, Mr. Dr. Pants, Nora Cornelison, Ollie, Pixel Badlands, Rosie Warlock, Rudy, Sergeant Pendulum, Some Mediocre Artists, The Artsy Moose, Tom Javen Johansson, Yaboy ST, and Zoe Stardust.